Oh, well, I can say that. Okay, not a game question, apologies, but, you come from the NBA and there's been a lot of talk lately about a lack of transparency in the W when it comes to fines for coaches, fines for players, even officiating. I'm curious when you consider, again, the league transparency from the NBA side, what you think maybe is lacking here in the W?
Yeah, I think that's, it's not something that I've thought about personally, but from a league perspective and obviously just, our fans in general, it's probably something that we should look at. I think, our fans probably deserve that, see what happens, when the fines happen and, what kind of penalty or, fine is made, to each individual person or player.
Only because Annie just asked that question, but I just have a follow-up. The 2-minute report, like, do you think that's something the WNBA would benefit from, incorporating? Or I don't even know if you looked at the 2-minute report, but just something that.
Yeah, I think that's something that, our league should look at. From everything I've heard, it's a financial, reason why we're not doing it. Just the resources that it takes. Hopefully as our league grows, that is something that we'll see in the future.
More of a game question,
Yeah.
but with the Liberty, I mean, Sabrina's been on a tear lately, and you have Brianna Stewart, John Paul Jones is back. I mean, they just have so many options. What is the difficulty of trying to create like a defensive game plan against a team that likes to move the ball a lot, doesn't turn over the ball very much,
Yeah.
and has so many weapons?
Yeah, when you've got less than 24 hours to prepare, it's not ideal. It's not easy. But I think our assistant coaches do a good job of educating our players, our scouts, get our players ready for what's in front of them. Yeah, I mean, I think different times throughout the season, you have opportunities to prepare. We just had a breakfast meeting today. We didn't even have a walkthrough, right? And so, I love how the Liberty play. They play with space. They share it. They're, if not one of the best, if not the best, one of the best teams in our league, and everybody's trying to catch them. And so, every possession, every player puts you in different situations, and it's extremely challenging. But I do like how we guard. I think we're super competitive on the ball. We fly around, and I know that our group is excited about this opportunity.
This could also be a Nick question, but like knowing the success that you guys have had early on this year, do you feel like more other teams in future years will try and replicate roster building and team construction the way that you guys have, knowing how many rookies you have who are straight out of American colleges?
Yeah, hopefully not. Yeah, I give our front office a ton of credit. Just kind of thinking outside the box a little bit. When Nick took the job and then I came along a little bit later, we were in position that first offseason to make a trade. We traded the 3rd pick to get Kalia. And then this offseason, obviously we made some trades. So I think kind of the whole offseason was not really about college for us. Just we needed to find another route just with our team building. A lot of the great teams in this league have been built through the draft. That was not the hand that we were dealt. And so like, how else could we go about it? And so, trying to spend time in Europe for me personally, coming to a new league, seeing what our women go through, like on a year-round basis. I'm sure some of the players got tired of me being over there and watching some of those games and just trying to build relationships. And the same with Nick, in our front office, just like diving into some analytics, like what can carry over. And so I think as the league expands, we're going to have to keep finding those type of players that can make an impact that maybe haven't gotten an opportunity. Again, I'm kind of new to this, so like you know, a player like Kit Loxa coming over, you know, I'm sure there's been numerous situations of players like her that, you know, gets 2 or 3 days of training camp and maybe not play well because she's had a long season and get cut. And so we wanted to make that commitment to her to let her know that we were committed for the season as far as like just giving her a look. Yeah, so it's something that I think obviously we've had success with it this season. I think we'll continue to try to build off of that. Hi.
Satu and her sister Niara both decided not to go to
Yep.
Germany for Eurobasket, which is something that doesn't typically happen in this league. Players usually just go over. So I just wanted to get your thoughts about why you think players are making the decisions now to prioritize the W.
Yeah, again, I'm new to this, so I'm learning. You know, I just had a conversation with Satu 2 breakfasts ago randomly about the pressures of playing for their national team. It's, you know, I respect the hell out of it. I think it's really good. But from the league that I came from, you know, players would never probably leave, or that league wouldn't allow players to leave to go and play for their national team in these tournaments. And so I don't know what the answer is. I'm sure, you know, both of them are feeling like they're leaving their country down, you know, not being there. And because I know they've got such a pride for playing for their team. So I don't know what the answer is. I think it's in each an individual basis. Every situation is different. You know, the grind of the women's game, the year-round participation from, you know, different leagues in Europe to Unrivaled to our league to the national team commitments. It's just it's unbelievable that they've got to go through all of that. And you know, I really respect it, and it's each person's individual decision.
To follow up on that, you brought up the NBA. I guess I just want to know why don't we hear about those types of conflicts on the NBA side?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know the reason. I think from what has happened in the past is, you know, D League or G League or college teams end up representing our country. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't have the answers for that. Hey, how you doing?
First time Gail working with Tasha Cloud since she got here.
Yep.
It's been a short amount of time she's spent in Phoenix, but is there anything that stood out to you about her and her time in Phoenix? 2024?
I mean, Tosh is a competitor. I know that the people and the fans here are feeling her competitive spirit. She's a winner. I really enjoyed getting the opportunity to coach her. And, you know, she's really given this group some life, some energy, and she competes on each and every possession.
When she was out working her way back, it's just always like first one off the bench, just so overly supportive.
Yep.
And it seems like Unrivaled, her whole career, she's kind of always been that way. What strikes you specifically about her just as a teammate in the kind of off the court moments or the moments on the court when she's not playing?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can see it in a lot of different ways. She's still curious about her leadership. She still wants to get better. I'm sure she's led in different ways throughout her career. I mean, you know, last night, an example, we go back to Connecticut and AT's first game back, and she shows up in AT's Connecticut jersey. And, you know, that's pretty special. That's leadership. And that's showing AT how much, you know, she loves her and thinks of her as a player and as a person. And so, yeah, I've been super proud of Ka and, you know, her leadership and how she's continuing to grow. Yeah, I just feel bad that she's, you know, had such a great training camp and was injured. And now she, you know, she's been on some minutes restriction and she's going to get there. We know that, but yeah, I'm super proud of her leadership and what she brings and the culture we're trying to build. She's a big part of that.
In your experience, is it rare to see that curiosity out of someone who is so accomplished and at this point in their career?
Yeah, I think the cool thing with Kaz, like you've kind of seen her just grow as a player and as a person, right? She was a role player early in her career. She got traded. And she's just continued to get better, right? Now she's a Olympian. She, won the gold medal game. She's a champion. And she's had good role models, good vets around her to keep challenging her. I know that, DT, that experience being around DT last year was huge for her. And then just with this rehab stuff, Kyle will talk about it. She's not a big fan of the weight room. And, Candace has been in her ear over and over, just challenging her to continue to try to get better as she gets older. And it's not just on the court, it's in the weight room. And, I think people see, how talented she is and how curious she is. And she's willing to listen and want to grow, which is a special thing.
We'll wrap there. Thanks, Nate.
Awesome. Thank you.